Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that there is a spider on the ceiling in B's room right now. And she's only mildly panicking. You might see her panic again a little later.
Is it a spider or is it just a really big fly? I need my camera to focus in a time like this. Okay, if I put flash on and I take a picture of it. Where's it going? Oh. Bear with me, guys. That's just a blurry dot. You know what? Excuse me, kind sir. I'm gonna need you to stay right there or go that way. If you start coming down, we're gonna have a very big issue.
Why don't you just stand up and look at it?
No. No.
Why don't you grab a shoe and stand up and look at it?
A
If there's a
shoe?
spider, you can kill it.
Why did I do that? What if it fell on me? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna carry on with this episode, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to the Eclectic ADHD podcast. I'm your host B, this is your co-host Dakota. Grab a cuppa, get comfy and enjoy the chaos. I just need to check every now and then that it's where it needs to be, okay? Come on.
I'm crying.
Okay. So let's get started with some Tell Anonymous. Then we have A, exciting news, and B, our normal topic discussion. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram?
That's just a question. What's your Instagram?
There's a link. You can find
Links are in our bio, guys.
Yeah.
What's the last screenshot you took? Be honest. Screenshot? Oh. Of a conversation between me and a guest that wants to come on the podcast. Or it's not of our conversation, it's of them following me on TikTok. In your opinion, is it okay to block someone because of a fight?
You didn't even let me answer it.
You're not getting an answer.
For the last screenshot I took?
Where's it gonna be? My boobies?
No. The chronological order of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Tell people it was my boobies. Because let's be honest, baby.
I have a bit of an obsession with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Just a tad. No, I'm joking. That's cool as fuck. I like that. I actually like that. In your opinion, is it okay to block someone because of a fight?
Yes. Well, it depends on what the fight is.
Yep. I block people just because I can at some points. That's mostly my sister that gets the brunt of that.
Yeah.
So true.
The number of times that she's done that in the last year.
No, I've not blocked her in over a year now. We've been shut. We got matching tattoos. We're fucked if we ever fall out again. Can you understand when a person cheats on their partner? No. No, I cannot understand it. I've majority of my exes in the past have cheated on me, and it's honestly, I understand from a mental health and psychological standpoint, it's pure insecurity, and that's all that it is. Like I understand from a but from a me feeling it standpoint, I would never do that to someone. I am loyal to my bones, so I cannot understand for the life of me why someone would put me through that when I would never do that to them.
Yeah. We've had many conversations about that.
Yeah, no, I can't. Can't stand it. B, would never do it. And C, go fuck yourself if you've done that and you want to be my friend. Absolutely not.
Yeah, we've had many conversations because many of exes have come back into your life, and
Yours too.
yeah, mine too, mine too.
That's a thing I want to address, by the way, just quickly, right? Every single one of your exes has come into my life trying to be my fucking friend, okay?
Yeah, they ain't not a single fucking one of them reached out to me.
That's because you're a dick. But, oh, my disco bottle is gone. So, I would just like to address that if any of you are stalking the podcast, A, have the balls to message me and just fucking chat to me. If you have a question, just fucking ask it. B, don't make a fake account and pretend that you're not a person that I know the fuck you are. I'm too intelligent and intuitive to not clock it's you, okay?
And C, just promptly fuck off.
And C, just piss off, okay? I get it. He's an amazing kisser, okay? I get it. You've lost out, but honey, he looks so much better with me than he did you, okay?
Disrespectfully, I do.
Disrespectfully. And the only reason I'm being like this on the podcast is politely because they're all assholes. I would never, I'm a girl's girl through and through, but those girls, that's not some girl behavior. That's some works for Satan in the seven circles of hell. Moving on. So, to sum up, piss off. To sum up.
Seriously, piss off.
Would you rather be the most successful among your friends or all be equally successful? Equally. Because I'm not having my friends coming up to me being like, can I borrow a $5? No, that's my money. Piss off. So all of us successful would benefit me the most.
Most successful.
Really?
Yeah, you're my only friend.
Oh.
I mean, you're the one who wants to be a housewife, so I kind of have to be.
Yeah, you do have to be the most successful, to be fair.
Because if the housewife is more successful than the 9-to-5 working husband, then there's a problem.
Yeah, then we gotta swap roles. You become the housewife.
Where's my apron?
I gotta cook some not stuff.
Gotta go make some ramen for my baby.
I would love that. Are you answering all the questions you receive? No. If they make sense, then yeah.
What are you spinning?
My wallet. Y'all want to see how much money I've got?
Just don't show the credit card.
I'm rich. I'm
that's
rich. That's you. I'm rich. And I'll show you Americans how rich I am. Bam! $2 bill. Not $1. If I had $2 for every time one of your exes came back, I'd be a millionaire. Single? Question mark, heart.
No.
Well, I mean, I might be. But I'm also... No, I run this podcast with my partner. I don't. Why do you guys try? You should go to sleep early. You should fucking go to sleep. Who the fuck do you think you
I
are?
hope they swallow a Lego.
Them's fighting words.
Mm-hmm.
Family is constantly fighting any advice. Kill them all. No, I'm joking.
No. Don't give that advice.
I can help with that. Unfortunately, at some point, if the fighting doesn't stop, you are going to have to walk away and learn to choose yourself. You're not responsible for anyone else's happiness but your own. You're not responsible for anyone else but yourself. The best thing you can do while you're in that situation and you can't leave is just to put earphones on and just try and ignore it the best you can. Do what you got to do to get through it and come out the other side. You're a lot stronger than that situation. And also, you cannot get better in an environment that made you sick in the first place. So if you're planning to stay there in that toxic place, you're never going to get better and you're never going to get out of it.
Yeah, so best bet, just walk away.
Rich but lonely or poor but in love? Rich. We're already poor and in love.
Yeah, but the question was rich and lonely. So if you won the lottery, you'd leave my ass.
Yeah. No, poor but in love.
We are poor but in love.
I know. That's our situation.
I'm finna take that sword and start going on adventures to make some money.
Something you're really good at.
Fixing cars. Certain video games. Being an absolute dumbass.
Here, here.
It's because it's true. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it.
Something that I'm really good at. Head. No, I'm joking.
I didn't expect you to actually say it.
It's me. No, I'm not good. I'm not really good at it, but I think I'm okay at drawing. Cooking. I don't think I'm really good. I just cook. I think I'm okay at drawing and cooking.
Your food's better than my mother's.
You know, every time you say that, I expect your mother to just burst through my fucking wall like the TNT man and just start swinging on me. Or start throwing her cookbooks at me and going, "Can you cook this? Can you cook this?"
Your response would probably be, "Probably, if I have the recipe."
If I have the money to buy the ingredients.
But cooking and drawing are your best two. You're a good drawer.
Thank you. How do you say goodbye to somebody you just met? Bye.
Ooh,
See you
look at
later,
that.
alligator.
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm leaving now.
I am somebody you just met. Well, it was nice meeting you. See you at some point. Or you can go the creepy route and go,
I hope you have the day you deserve.
I'll be seeing you in the next 24 hours. Aw. Thanks for being a great person. You're so welcome.
Lies, I'm an asshole. You really are a bitch sometimes. I hope you know that.
You're incredibly smart and you're not an asshole, baby. You're very kind to me and I love you. Really like the way of your thinking.
My thinks I think good too.
Really like your way of thinking. Oh, my dyslexia kicked in. Apparently I turned into fucking you.
My ways of thinking too.
Thank you. I don't know what to say to that.
Something you can say to that. It's a weird comment. It's a weird weird compliment.
What's your opinion about a person who is married more than once? I don't care.
Good luck.
Hopefully this one works out. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta marry a few frogs before you can marry your prince.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
care.
the phrase is sometimes you have to kiss a few frogs before you find your prince.
Yeah, I know, but this is in the context of marriage, baby.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not incredibly Christian and anal about that stuff, so I don't really care. You want to marry 50 people, marry 50 people. That's an expensive life, though. All them divorces and shit? Absolutely not. Well, that's all the Tal Anonymous. To be fair, I did forget to put it up yesterday, so that's my bad. We have a very special guest coming on the podcast. Hopefully next week. He might be a bit busy. A couple people really close to me know who is coming on. That's because I can't keep my fucking mouth shut. I need to ask him if it's okay that I advertise that he's coming on. But I and Dakota is so fucking excited to have this person on.
I want y'all to understand. This is one of my favorite TikTokers. I love his videos. I love everything he does. This is one of my favorite TikTokers. So,
This is the
yeah.
closest he will get to meeting a celebrity in real life. And I'm so excited because I got to speak to him on his live, which is why he's coming on the podcast. I just asked him, or my sister asked him for me because I had to run downstairs and get my Tesco delivery. To which the guy asked for my number, or my Snapchat. To which I politely said, I don't have any social media. And then I realized he knows where I live. Men.
Okay.
But yeah, I will announce who it is if they're okay with it. And if they're not, then that's totally fine. You guys will just have to find out when he comes on the podcast. But I'm so excited. It's not James McAvoy. Before all of you start asking, it's not. Sadly, not. James is a very busy man, and his agent has not reached back out to me. I did email her on the podcast email. I did email. I was very professional. I explained what the podcast was about. I explained why I want him to come on, and I did everything I was meant to do. And she has still not gotten back to me. So I'm just assuming that he's just pondering really hard about coming on this podcast. It'll be such of great benefit to him.
You so desperately want him to come on this fucking podcast.
Can you imagine James McAvoy on our podcast? That would be so fucking funny.
Can you imagine Daz?
See, this is why I want to get, famous so that I can have Daz on the podcast. I emailed him too. I've emailed a couple people, and only one got back to me. But that would be peak fame for me. Is just see if Daz came on tomorrow, that'd be me done with the podcast. I'd be like, no, everyone else sucks. I don't want it. I would cry. You know what? That's the goal. Our goal is to have Daz on this podcast. That is the main goal of this.
You do realize if you do manage to get him on here, I'm going to ask that the next time he does a survival series, I'm going to ask to join.
Oh, baby, you would not be okay in that environment. I love you so very much.
Oh, that would be peak of my life. if I could go out and actually fucking do that in like in an actual situation like that. Are you kidding me? That would be fucking peak. I'd have the time of my life.
You would die of hunger. And
That may be true,
you
but I
would
would have.
murder people out of hunger. You would you would go there with all four limbs and come back with 5. Because you've ripped someone's arm off and you're trying to eat it, okay? You hangry is no joke, okay? You're not going in any survival... In fact, in a zombie apocalypse, you're staying away from me.
I thought you were gonna come get me.
I will come get you, but you're going to be on the other side of the boat, okay? I'm not having you being hangry and trying to eat my arm. I'm not doing it.
I'll eat something else. Don't act like that didn't just excite you.
That'll be the day. So, let's not go there. But yeah, the topic of discussion is obviously TikTok got banned last night. And I made the decision, because Dakota can't be on it, I made the decision to come off it as well. I just deleted the app, I didn't delete my account or anything like that. So maybe if TikTok gets back up and running, and Dakota decides that he wants to stay on, if he wants to go back on TikTok, then we'll go back on. If not, then no. I made that decision because as a couple, I don't want to be on an app that he's not on. Like, it just doesn't seem like fun to me. I loved sharing videos with him, and I also think that, like, it just needs to... I just want him on an app that I'm on. That's really it. I don't know how else to say it. Other than, like, respecting relationship boundaries, even though it's not a boundary. You'd be quite happy for me to stay on TikTok, but I just don't want to be. I feel like it would cause some issues, and I would just rather not.
Yeah, I mean, like this morning, we laid in bed, or at least I laid in bed for a couple hours. I think I woke up at 7, and my alarm went off, and then some more time passed after that before I finally got out of bed. And we just sat there just talking for a couple hours, and that's not something we normally do. Usually both of us look at each other and go, I need a moment to wake up. Fuck off. And then we go scroll on TikTok for like an hour.
Yeah.
It became a normal routine for us. So for us to walk away from that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was kind of forced away from it, which is some bullshit. And to be honest, the American government is trying to control social media now at this point, and I don't think they're prepared for the outcome of what will happen from that. Because the next time, if they try to do it, there may very well be an uprising, because at some point someone's going to look at it and go, you were voted to be the government. It's not it's a privilege that you get to do this. You will not silence us. And somebody will start something. I mean, I myself am looking at it going, the U.S. government's trying to silence its people. What makes them any different than North Korea? What makes them any different than China? What makes them any different from any other form of government out there? I mean, if they continue down this path of controlling what we're allowed to watch, controlling what we're allowed to say, controlling what we get to do, this isn't a dictatorship anymore. Or not,
It's an oligarchy.
This isn't a democracy anymore. It becomes a dictatorship. It becomes tyrannical. And it's not something that I think the American government is prepared for the people to do. I mean, shit, we were already up in arms. Half the country was ready to fight just because Trump won the election. I mean, what does that say about the people? What does that say about the government that half the country is pissed off about the people that were suggested to run our country?
It's already an oligarchy. I mean, Biden went live and said that it was becoming an oligarchy, and it already is. If he's just saying it now, it's already happened. So
Yeah.
that's concerning. And for those of you who don't know what an oligarchy is, it's when a small group of people are running something and it only benefits them. They're doing stuff to only benefit themselves. The people in the oligarchy in the United States are Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and that fucking robot guy that runs Facebook.
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Which, interestingly enough, there is stipulation that Mark Zuckerberg is not the original creator of Facebook.
He's not.
That he stole the
He did.
idea from somebody else.
Yeah, he
and
did.
it's massive. It's massive.
There's a whole movie about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's when Andrew Garfield says, sorry, my Prada's at the cleaners and I forgot my fuck you flip-flops. You pretentious douchebag. Yeah, that's what that's from.
Yeah, so... And right now, everyone's flocked to Red Note.
Which is hilarious because it wasn't even China that owned TikTok. The guy who owned TikTok was Singaporean. He had nothing to do with China. So the US citizens were like, you know what? If China wants our data, we're just going to give it to them directly. They can have my data. You will not take away my app. And now the whole government is like, whoa, wait. You can't do this.
And that's the thing. Like, they're trying to tell us what we can and can't do, and that's where they're wrong. If we want to give our data to China, there is not a damn thing the United States government can do to stop it. The only way to stop it is to completely cut off China from the United States, and they can't afford to do that because we are so indebted to China, it's ridiculous.
That's why the TikTok thing came about.
Hundreds of years since China tried anything with the United States. Half of our product, half of our exports and imports are from China. Most of the shit we get's from China. For fuck's sake, half of what you get on Temu and Amazon comes from fucking China.
Everything comes from China.
The only way to stop people, the only way to control what people do involving China is to cut China off completely. That means you stop all tourist trade to and from that country. You stop all negotiations. You stop all businesses. You stop all imports and exports. You stop everything and completely cut them off. And if they do that, I guarantee you, within a year to 6 years, we will have been taken over by another country.
Trump is trying to buy Greenland. Or Finland or something, Denmark. Something that Denmark owns. He's trying to buy because he needs it for security support or something like that. That he wanted to buy it. And their reaction, they put their reaction on TikTok and it was hilarious. Like all of like Denmark's or whoever the fuck it was, all of their senators and stuff listening to his speech talking about trying to buy like Greenland or something like that. And they're all pissing themselves laughing in their House of Parliament. It's hilarious. They're just like, no. I know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It kind of makes sense. If he was looking to try to create what's known as a forward base of operations for dealing with stuff that happens in the UK, it makes sense. It's you're not sending boats from fucking American coast over to England that's taken weeks to get there type situation. You're not having to deal with that. You have a halfway point.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, but like,
I mean, it's the same.
That's who y'all wanted.
It's the same reason why there's such a massive base there, or at least there used to be. I don't know if there still is. I haven't looked into it, but there used to be a massive base in Hawaii. It was forward operation for dealing with China and Japan and Korea. That was a forward operation for us. I don't know if it's still there, nor do I give a fuck.
Motherfuckers moved.
Probably. But I don't think they understand. I mean, they're going after so many things that are pissing people off. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is just a suggestion for the United States government. If you're going to start trying to take away social media apps and control what we can and can't do and what we can and can't say and shit like that, it might be within your best interest to remove the ability for us to revolt against you before you start doing shit like that. Because right now they were already talking about trying to take guns away, and so far they have made zero progress on that, and now they're taking away a social media app.
Because they don't care about the guns. They don't care about kids dying in schools. They don't care about any of that. Oh, and by
They'll
the
care
way,
when the guns are pointed at them. That's when
Yeah.
they'll start to care.
this is also, I saw someone say this on, I think it was Threads. They have the ability to remove apps from people's phones, but they've chosen not to remove child pornography off of people's phones. Excuse me? So they have the ability to do all of this, but they can't remove child pornography off of places?
I didn't know about that.
Bit fucking weird.
I didn't know about that.
Bit funny how y'all have chosen that. Oh, that's because the government are all pedophiles.
Explain why Diddy got away with so much, with all that he did.
Money can buy anything.
Apparently.
I got $2. Can I buy a visa? I wish to move over to your fucked up country.
Speaking of that, why in the fuck is it so hard for a country that was founded on refugees and fucking people fleeing their own fucking countries and shit? Why the fuck is it so hard for people to get a fucking visa?
Money. They want cha-ching.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. Why?
Money.
We're a country of immigrants. Shit, you can trace my ancestry back to complete European.
Money.
The
You
only
never
people
used
here
to-
who have the right to determine, hey, this is how much money you need to come into this country is Native Americans. Honest to God, it's Native Americans. The ones who were already here before we fucking came. But you don't see them bitching about shit. No, what they're bitching about is the fact that they have no land. They have no ability to go anywhere. They don't have anything that they own for themselves.
All they can do is reservations. That's all that they can do, and it's so sad.
Now, there's one thing they can do. I just don't think they've realized it yet. If one of the casinos was to take all of the money that they have, and they were to go out and look out somewhere in the state to find a large quantity of land in any state, doesn't matter, and they were to purchase it, and they were to start building houses, they could form an entire town if they so chose. It's not a reservation then. But then they also fall victim to the regular standards that every American has to deal with. On the reservations, they get benefits. On the reservations, they get leeways. They get all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason they stay there.
I
Hell,
don't
the fucking
blame them.
casinos on reservations have different rules to follow than the casinos in Vegas.
Yep.
I just don't think the U.S. government's prepared for what's going to come.
No, they're not. Everyone's already speaking about the current senators that voted to get rid of TikTok to not vote them in ever again. They've fucked up their own political careers now.
I don't think they realize something either. What happens if we don't vote anybody in? What happens if no one votes for anyone to take a form of power? What happens then?
There has to be someone people would vote for. There's
But
always
what
going
if
to
no
be
one did?
someone.
What if no one did?
Then the world
What would
fucking
happen?
fall apart.
Who would step in? Who would take that place? Someone would have to, right?
I'm sure they have some sort of protocol to follow if that happened, but there's always going to be someone that votes, even if it's one person and that person has at least one vote, therefore wins the race, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trump got in because he bought votes and decided to buy people to blow up ballots. So that's how he won. And those ballots were never counted because they were set on fire on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Majority of the country wants to leave. Problem is they can't go anywhere.
Then there's just me that's like. Then there's just me that's like banging on the gates, like, please let me in. I want to see my fiance.
Like I desperately want to get the fuck out of this country. I hate it here. I do. But there is nowhere else I can go. I am stuck here.
So we will be stuck there together. It's fine. Stressful.
I'm just curious
but
what's next. What
did
they're
you
gonna
know
try to remove? What?
that an empire usually lasts 250 years?
Mm-hmm.
Guess how old the United States is?
We're getting real close to 250 years.
You have 1 year left, and then that empire goes crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And they just started it.
Mm-hmm.
Please get me home so I could be there before it crumbles. I need to get in.
I'll tell you right now, when it starts crumbling, I will pack everything in this house up and I will leave.
To go where?
The one place that I feel safest, South Dakota. I know the terrain, I know the environment, I know how to survive there.
You come sleep at my papa?
Yes.
You come stay in my house?
Yes.
Oh, I wish you could move over here.
I do.
Really do. It'd be so much easier, but at the same time, I don't want to live in Shetland. I don't want to be stuck here for the rest of my life. For those of you who watch Pretty Little Liars, this town is like fucking Rosewood. Although it's not as uppity, and you need to go to Macy's every day and buy a new pair of shoes because you've wore a pair once. You can't be seen dead in them. It's small, everyone knows everything, and...
You're probably related to half the town.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
So
Walking down the street.
I should add a new gene pool for future generations.
Please?
No, it's just... The majority of this country has lost their fucking mind.
Yep. 'Tis exhausting. 'Tis exhausting. But it'll happen, and then people will riot, and then the country will get shut down, and then everyone will cause chaos, and then, hey, there's this new person, maybe we should put them in charge. They go in charge, and then they start the whole process all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then another 250 years goes by, and hey, chaos, anarchy, because no one learns a goddamn thing. History repeats itself over and over and over again. Because no one learns.
I know one way to fix it.
Yeah, put a woman in charge.
Not necessarily that. Anyone who tries to get voted in for the Senate or the Congress or anything like that has to be from the lower class.
Ooh, that's good.
Think about it. People who have struggled the majority of their lives, they will look out for the people who struggle. They will try to fix the people who struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions for the interview to find out if you are a candidate to be it is, what would you do if you won $1 million? What would you do for the first 6 months?
Invest.
No right answer. No, and you just tell them there's no right answer. Just what would you do for the first 6 months? There's gonna be people who'll be like, I'm gonna buy a new car, I'm gonna buy a new house, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that, and it's just like, okay, you're disqualified.
I would invest it.
I ain't moving out of my goddamn house. I ain't buying a new fucking car. You kidding me? I'd pay off my car. Don't get me wrong, I'd pay off my car. But, fuck am I gonna do with the rest of it? I'll buy a new Xbox. I would use it to, rather than change my entire life, I would use it to slight improvements. Pay off my truck so I don't have that bill I have to pay.
I'd invest it so it makes more. And then I choose how to spend it. It makes more. That means more I can give back. That means more I can use to improve my life. It's just smart to invest it. Which is what I'm going to do when I become big rich. I'm going to invest. Get big monies. Now I'm going to buy the biggest mansion you've ever seen. No, I'm joking.
Just qualified.
I do want to buy that house in South Dakota, though. I don't need it.
The only other thing I would use that money for is to buy a piece of land in South Dakota and build a house on it.
Fuck the land. I want that house.
Why not have the land and the house?
'Cause I can't move the house.
No, but we can rebuild it.
No, I like that one as character.
It does have character. Character that can be replicated.
Fine.
Can you imagine that house, but instead of brick on the outside,
No, it's pretty.
it's a whole log cabin?
Yuck.
What, you don't want to have a log cabin? Whole outside of it's a log cabin?
No. I like the stone. It's just perfect. It's everything that I want in a fucking house.
But how about this? Imagine if we could take the house that's here in Salisbury, take the exterior, rebuild that, then take the interior of the house in South Dakota and put it inside it.
Ooh.
Sitting on a 10-acre lot, surrounded by woods and trees.
I can have horses.
Uh-huh. And a gravel driveway leading down to the road.
See, that's nice. But that's a lot more than £1 million.
It would be, yeah.
That's like £25 million.
We'd have more than enough land to get all the animals you want to get and form your little petting zoo.
Not petting zoo, they're all useful.
But we can also have a farm. An actual farm.
I would love to be a
Grow
farmer.
our own foods. Take whatever extra we have, sell it. That would be our income. I may have to go out and tractor fucking 10 hours a day, but you know.
Farmers are the richest poor people ever. They've got money for their fucking tractors and wheels and animals and shit like that, but they have no money to spend.
That's because the tractors and all that shit are so fucking expensive.
Someone was like, did you know that tractors can cost $100,000 for the tires? Tractors themselves are so expensive.
Yeah. Because of all the bells and whistles that they fucking add to it. I don't give a shit if my seat warms up. I'm sitting in it. That motherfucker gonna get hot. The fuck? Yeah. You know what? I don't need air conditioning either. Just give me windows that fucking open.
I remember when I was in Yale with my uncle, and he took me out into the tractor to do something in the field, and I was just sat at the bottom of like the tractor because he was on the seat, and I was just like watching it, and I was having the best time of my life. And it was just, I loved being in a tractor. I just loved being up so high. And he's like, do you want to drive it? I was like little 7-year-old me was like, oh my god, I get to drive a tractor. And I did it, and I turned, and I turned, and I turned. And he was obviously watching me with his hand on the wheel, and he was like, easy now, easy. And I was like, little me with his big wheel. Just like, ah. Dad was just so happy, like just staring at my face. He was just giggling to himself because I looked so tiny in such a big tractor. It's the cutest fucking thing ever.
I mean, you don't need half that shit. You don't.
No.
Like, I get a lot of the stuff, yes, you do need it. But if you take proper care of your equipment, that shit shouldn't break down.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have issues.
Not for that amount of money, it shouldn't.
No.
But they do put tractors through hell to get the job done.
A lot of that stuff they put through hell, you're right. But at the same time, I'm looking at it going, some of this stuff you don't fucking need.
Yeah.
They make shit bigger and bigger and bigger just because they can. Just to make it easier for the farmers. And it's just like, I don't need it to be fucking bigger. I just need it to do its fucking job. I don't care that I can do the row behind me, the row I'm driving over, and the 2 rows beside me. I don't give a fuck about that. If that means I gotta do more laps, I'll do more fucking laps. I don't care.
Yeah. 'Tis difficult, but that is like the end of our topic discussion.
That was one more thing. I saw a video on TikTok, because I was thinking about TikTok. I saw a video of TikTok of a farmer who had to stop in the middle of plowing his field because the plow had picked up a rock. And in the video he goes, I've been tilling this field. I've been doing this field for 15 years. And this is still the most troublesome problem I come across. And I went, if you've been doing this for 15 years, why is that rock still fucking there?
Yeah. Move
Did
it.
you not prep the field before you went and fucking did this?
You gotta hand it to farmers, though. They do a lot of work for not a lot of money.
They do.
It's just amazing. I'd love to be a farmer, but I just want to take care of chickens and horses. Chickens kind of scare me a little bit.
They could be assholes.
They can't. That's why we're never having turkeys. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. You can gobble somewhere else, bitch. You're not being here.
But yeah, that is the end of our discussion, though.
Yeah, turkeys scare the fucking daylife out of me. I can't deal with turkeys. Chickens are fine. Chickens, geese, everything else is fine. But if a turkey starts walking towards me, I'm backing up real quick.
And that's another thing of the whole farming aspect. Horses used to be classified as farming equipment. So it justified having a horse. Now, horses are classified as a luxury item.
Yep.
Because they're classified as a luxury item, the care and maintenance and food for them has gone up by 10 times what it used to be.
Yep. Used to be poor people rode horses, and rich people drove cars. Now it's rich people drive cars and horses.
Mm-hmm.
World's gone to fucking shit, but here we are. Mm-hmm. Put a woman in charge, she'll fucking fix it.
See what happens. Because I guarantee you she'll fuck something up there too. We have to put the right woman in charge.
I think Kamala would have done an amazing job. She might not have fixed everything, but she would have listened to people. And she would have helped a lot more than Trump ever will.
And this is going to sound really bad. But I think you should avoid trying to put an absolute feminist into office.
You need someone who's a neutral party. You need someone who's a neutral party. They shouldn't be either one way or another. They should be completely neutral.
Yes,
so that they can.
The feminist party will only fixate on feminists' issues and feminist stuff. They will take, and they've flat out said this, multiple feminists have flat out said that they believe men should be paid less than women for the same job. For even if they do more work than the woman does, they should be paid less.
That's not feminist. A true feminist, that's not a feminist.
Yeah, but that's what they claim to be.
That's a Nazi feminist.
Yeah. That kind of person, you put them in party, congratulations. Mm-hmm. Majority of your workforce no longer works.
Yeah.
Now it's the women who have to go crawl into the cranberries and pick the cranberries and deal with the massive wolf spiders that come out of the cranberries when they flood the fucking fields. Now it's the women who have to go deal with the sewage treatment plants and the water processing plants. And she's lost the fucking spider. And it's the women who have to go kill the spiders.
It's gone.
Okay, we are going to end the pod. We're going to wrap the podcast up here because she's about to have a whole ass conniption fit, and I don't think any of y'all want to see this, and she wants to get out of that room. So play the fucking music so we can end the fucking stream.
Leave a like, leave a follow, leave a subscribe. Leave a comment. 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 Leave a I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you enjoy when our guest comes on.
And I wanted to ask, simply because I've been tossing back and forth the idea of starting my Twitch back up. If anyone wants me to, on the next Tell Anonymous, let me know.